this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Tax season has arrived, and doing taxes without the right help can feel overwhelming. Intuit TurboTax is here now to guide you through it with confidence. Match with a TurboTax full-service expert who handles everything for you from start to finish. Your dedicated expert checks every single deduction and credit to help you get the best possible outcome so you can feel confident you're getting every dollar you deserve. And the best part? You'll see real-time updates on your expert's progress right on your phone while you live your life. Plus, you get unlimited expert help at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. Visit TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax full-service experts. Real-time updates only on iOS mobile app.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. Charles W. Chuck Bryan is in his proper place across from me. That makes this Stuff You Should Know. Let's get physical.
Let me hear your body talk.
You ready?
I
couldn't quite do it.
You should probably explain that.
I put my hand into my underarm and kind of made like a chicken flapping motion to make sound.
Yes.
To make my body talk.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it. I had no idea why you were doing that.
Really?
I get it now.
Yeah. My hand smells funny now.
Olivia Newton-John would not approve.
I was once kicked out of an Olivia Newton-John concert for being too rowdy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I need a little bit more on that.
I'll tell you later.
Lifestraw can wait.
I'll tell you another time.
No? Okay. Wow.
Chuck.
Josh.
You've heard of this body called the United Nations. Some say it's fraudulent. Some say it's official.
Yeah, of course.
But you are familiar with the
Yeah, I've been down
UN.
there. Been to that building.
Have you really?
Oh, sure.
Wasn't it like a Mike Brady design, that building?
Yeah, sort of that era, it feels like.
Awesome.
Got all the flags. It's
What
nice.
were you down there for?
Well, I didn't go in. I just have been to New York and said, oh, look, there's the UN building.
You just shouted at it. Outside of UN.
Exactly.
The UN, in my opinion, is a legitimate body, and I like it because it does things like try to reduce the number of people who don't have ready access to clean water by half by 2015. It's a huge undertaking.
Great initiative.
But that's something that's going on right now, thanks to the UN. That's what they can do. That's one of the things they can do is kind of like throw their spare tire about and be like, hey,
right,
China, let's do something.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
I say that that's a substantial undertaking project because there's about 1.1 billion people as of 2006, I believe, who lacked ready access to clean drinking water, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine here in the developed West where we just waste water at a startling degree.
Oh, I know.
It's so cheap and abundant and plentiful.
Yeah.
Especially in areas like the Southwest or the Southeast, which, here in Georgia we have like our own reservoir. Mm-hmm. The Chattahoochee River starts in North Georgia. So we have that. And then South Georgia has this huge aquifer. So we're set for clean drinking water. So it's hard to imagine having to walk 20 kilometers to go get water and bring it back. And that be part of your daily life, you know? But it is. And it's stuff like that that keeps the developing world undeveloped. Because how can you focus on anything innovative if you have to walk 12 miles to get water every day?
Yeah, if you're struggling just to stay alive, what else are you going to get done that day besides meeting the goal of staying alive for yet another day?
Staying alive also, again, it's hard to envision. We talked about how much food and water, how long can I go without food and water?
Right, yeah.
And all of that, it was like we were trying to make it human, but it was tough to conceive.
Yeah.
Imagine if the water that you did go get When you brought it back to your house, you drank it, and then a couple months later, it killed you. Like you died from diarrhea, literally.
Yeah, you want a couple of stats?
Yeah, please.
About 50% of the world's destitute people, Josh, suffer from disease because of the water that they cook with and drink. And this is really startling, 6,000 people per day die from waterborne illness that could have been prevented. 6,000 people a day.
I know.
Unbelievable.
That's such a huge figure that it becomes like this this mass that doesn't have any real definition. It's hard to put faces to that, you know?
Yeah, think about that tonight when you get a glass of water from your tap, just so I can bum everybody out.
Yeah.
Think about today, 6,000 people died because they can't do something as simple as this.
Exactly. And
Wah, wah.
sad trombone, huh?
No.
And the way that people do die, it's not necessarily from thirst. It's usually not from thirst, because there is water out there. The key word here is sanitary, clean drinking water.
Yeah, exactly.
There's water out there, but they're full of all sorts of bacteria and
Sure.
pathogens.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's about 4 billion cases of diarrhea every year.
I
And
account for about 200 of those.
that is gross. This article cites that about 1.8 million people die every year from diarrhea, but you become dehydrated. You do it so often that you become dehydrated so quick.
Well, sure.
That you die from dehydration brought on by diarrhea.
And if you're already malnourished, that's where the problem is. It's not, I could get dehydrated and drink more water, but if you're already malnourished, if you say have HIV and you're a child, or even an adult with HIV, I think children get diarrhea at a rate of 4 times that if they have HIV, and adults are 7 times more likely to get diarrhea if they have HIV in developing nations. A lot of people have HIV.
Yeah, about 95% of HIV cases are found in developing nations. Right?
So couple that all together and you have people dying because of something as simple as diarrhea that's just a nuisance to people like us.
And we said, we just go get the Imodium. But imagine a world where there is no Imodium.
I don't take Imodium. But so I can imagine that world.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, the article cites 1.8 million deaths from diarrhea. I would dispute that. I found that Giardia, which is a diarrheal parasite, causes 2.5 million deaths alone. And Cryptosporidium, which is also a parasite that brings on diarrhea, causes about 3.5 million deaths worldwide alone. So just between those two bugs, it's 6 million deaths a year from diarrhea, dying of diarrhea. And again, as we're saying, this is all from a lack of access to clean drinking water, right, Chuck?
That's right, Josh. And hopefully there is a solution on the horizon. And about 5 years ago, someone made great strides in solving this. A guy from, what was his name?
His name is Torben Vestergaard Fransen.
Yes.
He's Swiss.
Yes. And
but he sounds Dutch or Danish.
Does he?
I didn't know the Swiss had names that fancy.
The Swiss are going to write in and say, of course you have names that fancy.
Yeah.
How dare you? Josh, he developed something called Lifestraw. And it's a company based out of Lausanne. And
wait, where?
Lausanne. I said it like I was from Laos, though.
Lausanne?
Is it Lausanne? All right. In 1992, they basically produced stuff for clothing. But in 1992, they started to make relief products like tents and blankets.
Right.
About 5 years after that, they phased out all their conventional textiles to concentrate on relief products. And in 2005 is when Mr. Franzen developed the Lifestraw because he was looking at a way to halt guinea worm.
Right. Do you remember when that speaker from the Carter Center came and talked to us?
Yes.
Remember that pipe straw that they had?
Yeah.
So that was the original Lifestraw. It was just this no-frills black tube that has a steel mesh filter in it.
As big as a Volkswagen.
Yeah, and it has a string that you can that allows you to wear it around your neck, so you always have it with you. It's not cumbersome. And then what you do is you just lean into the water and you drink it. You use it like a straw.
Yeah.
And it filters the water. This specifically, the original, it's still called the personal pipe filter. It originally was designed with the help of the Carter Center,
Yeah.
to fight guinea worm.
Yeah, we actually mentioned this in that
parasites.
food and water, or was it the parasite
I think
one?
it was. The guinea worm was one of the 3 gross parasites.
Yeah, and I think I had a little sidebar on it too in the food and water article.
Let's hear it. Now's the time we talk about guinea worm.
Oh no, I was talking about the Lifestraw.
Oh, gotcha.
We had previously mentioned this, but we felt like it deserved its own full podcast.
Well, it's what gave the Lifestraw its birth, I guess. In 2005, I guess, is when they really came up with this personal pipe filter. And like we said, it filters out. Do you remember how to say this, Chuck? Is it dracunculus? Dracunculus. That's what it is. Dracunculus, the guinea worm, right? This little SOB gets it goes down in your intestine, lodges, reproduces, and then eventually travels down, usually to your leg.
Yeah.
Right? And then when it's exposed to water next, once it's ready to come out, and it's grown to about 1 meter in length, the next time it's exposed to water, this milky substance, it's actually millions of guinea worm larvae, go right into the water supply, and the whole life cycle is brought on again and again and again.
Yeah, so what happens in these developing nations is people go down to the river to wash their wound or just be in the river, and then everybody, all of a sudden, the river's infected and people are drinking out of it. And that's just one of the diseases. There are many, many.
Right, but that's what gave rise to this Lifestraw.
Yeah.
The problem is the original personal pipe filter, it was large. The filter was large. So the guy, Torben, right, Mr. Flourish name, went back to the drawing board and created Lifestraw, which is much more, I guess, detailed and is much more effective at removing pathogens and bacteria and parasites.
Yeah, and as it exists today, the personal Lifestraw is about 10 inches long, 25 centimeters for our friends everywhere else in the world. About an inch around. It's made of plastic, like you said. You wear it around your neck, so you've always got it.
Yeah.
And it takes about 8 minutes to drink a quart of water.
Which you probably shouldn't be drinking a quart of water faster than 8 minutes. You're going to give yourself a tummy ache.
Should we walk through how this one works, actually?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
It's ingenious in its simplicity.
Well, it is. And, I've had these with emergency drinking straws, filtration straws in my backpack for years. So it's not like it was a brand new idea.
No, those are all classified as what's called the POU, water purification systems, point of use.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Look at you.
Thanks.
So what happens, obviously, you suck the water through. It goes through a filter at first that removes the big stuff, 100
mud.
microns.
Who wants to drink mud? Nobody.
Then there's a polyester filter that gets things much smaller, down to about 15 microns.
Which is about 1/10 of the diameter of a human hair.
Yeah, and that's actually small enough to catch bacteria.
Most bacteria.
So that's that's true. So that's really small. And then it goes through iodine-coated beads, resin beads, and iodine is a halogen, and I used to put iodine pills in water when I was camping too, so it has the same effect. It kills parasites, viruses, a lot of bacteria, and they are in a little chamber that, gets the most bang for your buck as far as touching the water. Then it goes into an empty chamber, and then it passes through the carbon filter, which is the final step. And everyone knows that carbon helps it taste better, and is very porous and does a good job of cleaning things like odors.
Right. So you lean down and you drink the water out of any water source, and then when you're done, you blow air through it, and that pretty much blows out the stuff that you caught,
and
the
boom,
filters, and then you go back to doing whatever you're doing.
This could be the end of our show.
8 minutes later, after drinking a quart of water.
But it gets better.
It does.
With the Lifestraw family.
Yeah. So, Chuck, over its lifespan, the personal Lifestraw can filter about 700 quarts of water. So, taking that's about 2 quarts a day.
Yeah.
That lasts for a full year.
Right.
Okay? So, you get your Lifestraw, you use it for a year, you get another one. The family one is much more effective, I think. It filters enough to keep a family of 5 in water for 3 years before it needs to be replaced.
Yeah, it can
the
filter
filter goes out.
10 quarts an hour by comparison, which is obviously why they call it the family one.
Right, and it does about 18,000 quarts over its lifespan of 3 years, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of similar, right? But it's just larger, and it uses gravity, and it's got a couple of more parts to it.
And you just said the magic word. Like, there are all sorts of water purification systems out there that require things like electricity or a diesel generator or something that you don't necessarily have.
Right.
The cool thing about Lifestraw and the Lifestraw family water filters is that, like you said, it uses gravity.
Right.
Or with the Lifestraw Personal, it uses suction.
Yeah.
But with the family version, there's like a bucket at the top that has like that initial filter.
Right.
And then it goes down through increasingly smaller by micron textile filters. It goes through a halogen chamber that releases a low-level amount of chlorine, right? And then it hits the plastic hose. So just exiting the bucket, it's already been filtered 3 times.
Yeah.
Goes down this hose down to another cartridge that this is where the ultrafiltration takes place. And it's also where it's discharged after that. And the cool thing is after you're done, you can squeeze this cleaning bulb 3 times, and basically it backflows all the impurities, and there's a separate tap to get rid of that. So you clean it very easily. You don't need anything extra. It's all self-contained, and it uses gravity, no electricity, no anything.
Yeah, brilliant in its simplicity, just like its smaller buddy.
Right, but it also it saves 5 people's lives for 3 years rather than one person's life for a year.
Right, and doesn't it have a little spigot at the bottom so you can kind of use it as if it were a repository of water?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is too. By the time it gets out of that tap, no matter where it is, it's gone through this filtration process. So yes, it is a repository.
That's right. And at the end of this process, my dude friend, you are going to have nothing in there, particle-wise, larger than a droplet of fog.
Right.
A droplet of fog. And that would be 99.9% of bacteria and viruses, including things like Salmonella and Shigella and Enterococcus and whatever that last one is. Staph.
Yeah.
Support for this show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt, from renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year. You can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, buys one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/SYSK and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/SYSK. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors, LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated Assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long, from that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
The problem is that there are some pretty nasty bugs that are smaller than a droplet of fog.
Right.
15 microns, right? Because we said with the Lifestraw, I think both of them, the smallest the filter goes down to is 15 microns.
Yeah. Some nasty ones too, unfortunately.
Yeah, remember we talked about cryptosporidium and giardia?
Yeah.
Both of those are smaller than 15 microns, and even worse than that, giardia is actually resistant to iodine.
I know.
Which
I
is,
hate giardia.
The Lifestraw Personal's like big, like that last death blow is that running it through those halogenized resin beads.
Right. And actually, we need to point out that's just for the personal, actually. The family one does filter out the giardia and the cryptosporidium.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. But the personal doesn't, because that's, it's about as good as they can do for a little 10-inch personal system.
Right. It also doesn't filter out heavy metals, fluoride. So if you don't want to get dumber, you're out of luck.
Slayer?
What?
Megadeth?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry. It's so bad.
What's sad is it took me a second to figure out
I
what you were
know.
doing.
You didn't laugh at first, and then I was like, I just want to crawl under this desk.
Arsenic. So if you're a poor person in a developed area,
right,
that has all sorts of factories but no environmental regulations, you're kind of out of luck with Lifestraw Personal as well.
Well,
so
and that comes into effect though in the case of like urban disasters, because they start to send these to places like New Orleans,
right?
And so in that kind of case, you'd be kind of out of luck with the fluoride and stuff.
So there are some things that the Lifestraw can't do, right? And as a result, there's a lot of people out there who are dedicated to making sure that people get clean water, who are saying like, this is great, this is helpful, but at the same time, it's not really solving the problem. So like, in this article, there is a guy named Paul Hetherington. He speaks for WaterAid, which is a British charity. And I think there's a lot of people who agree with him, that, the way to really solve the water crisis in the developing world is to, educate people on how to treat their water, how to take care of their water. And then after they understand this, or probably simultaneously is an even better idea, give them a clean source of water that's nearby. Dig them a well. Because remember, if you're walking to and from water 12 miles a day, you haven't gotten to the point where you're manufacturing heavy equipment that can dig you a well that will supply your village. That comes later.
Right.
Right?
So a multi-pronged approach. Get Lifestraw in the hands of these people. Work on the education. That's Chuck's advice.
Right.
I should go to the
Give
UN.
them Lifestraw so they can stay alive long enough to go to these education classes.
Exactly. Right? Obviously, Josh, education and changing an entire culture of water, sanitation, and hygiene is going to take a long time. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, get Lifestraw in the hands of these families, and luckily there are a lot of companies, relief organizations, charities that are getting on board, because even though they're only, I think like, you get a deal in bulk. You can get them for about $3 a piece if you're a big organization, but I think they're like $5 just to buy a single one, and that's even too much money for these people.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. And that's another thing. I didn't see any criticism of Lifestraw, the company that manufactures Lifestraw, but I got the impression that there's people out there, especially NGOs that are dedicated to water, that feel like companies that produce relief products they're not selling to their clients, their end users. They're creating these things or selling them in between to people like you and me.
Or Rotary clubs or large corporations.
Right. So I went on and there's links on how do you say this company's again? Vestergaard Franzen.
Yeah.
And it says donate. There's like a whole thing where there's links to the Rotary Club. There's one in Spain, there's one in the UK, and then there's one in the US. Mm-hmm. They all have different sites. And you can donate. So in this, it was supposed to be $3. I've seen $5, but then where the rubber hits the road on this Rotary site, it's $6.50 for a Lifestraw.
And then $25 for the family unit.
Right. And ultimately, it doesn't really matter. It's $6.50. You and I can afford that.
Sure.
And I think like we should kind of put out something of a challenge to Stuff You Should Know listeners to donate one of these each.
That'd
what do you
great.
think? Don't you think so?
Oh, dude, if we could get like a couple of 100,000 Lifestraws out there, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
You're looking at me for approval. Like I'm going to say, no, let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that today. I feel like going back to bed.
And luckily, Josh, like I said, there are companies getting involved, and I think this was just released today. The Danes have teamed up with Coca-Cola, our own Atlanta-based Coca-Cola,
Right.
and Vestergaard Franzen and a group called Water for All, and they have a deal going. Coca-Cola apparently is the leading bottled water seller in the Nordic regions. It's called Kildevald is their water that they sell there.
You were good at Nordic
I don't know if that's
tongues.
probably not right. But they have a program called 3 Liters of Clean Water, and it's this partnership where they donate 3 liters of clean water to Africa for every purchase of Coca-Cola's bottled water brand there.
Right.
And just yesterday, they donated 27,000 Lifestraw, personal Lifestraws, through this partnership.
Yeah.
To Africa.
See, I think I never got really. I didn't get to finish my point. Vestergaard Franzen, right? They are making this product that is very helpful. It's literally saving people's lives, right? I think any time you combine capitalism with relief efforts, it kind of turns my stomach a little bit.
I don't mind it.
But that seems like when I really step back and think about it, that's such a Western elitist view of things.
Right.
Because it's like arguing with somebody like, well, why don't you charge a little less? Why don't you donate some of these? And having a disagreement while there's somebody dying at your feet.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
So, I mean, I think this is one of those cases where it's like, just let's get these people their stuff and then we can have this conversation later. You know?
Well, yeah, but unless it's an NGO that has developed this and invented this, then you can't expect this guy to just go broke giving these away.
I don't. And
it's tricky, though. I know what you're saying.
It is. And same with Coca-Cola. It's like, awesome, you know, you helped foster this transportation of 25,000 Lifestraws to people who didn't have them. But like,
by people buying your bottled water to begin with.
Exactly.
Which a lot of people have a problem with buying bottled water in the first place.
Exactly. So I think there's problems with it, but ultimately it's very, very important not to lose sight of the end user of Lifestraw who's like, please send me one so I don't die.
We should also mention, too, that the reason that, you know, we said that company, the Franzen company, quit making their other textile products in 1992 was because they probably found there was a good market for these other things. Like they also make the Permanet and Zero Fly, which are these things. I think, is it Julia Roberts that's really involved with the netting, the anti-malaria netting?
It seems like an
Charlize Theron?
Angelina Jolie thing to be involved in. She's all about Namibia and everything, isn't she?
Yeah, but they also do manufacture those two products which help prevent malaria. Not present malaria. That would be a whole different product.
They're sprayed with malaria. Come and get it.
So they also have these care packs for HIV positive families, and you get like a Permanet and a Lifestraw and antibiotics, condoms, things like that.
And some brochures.
And brochures to educate you. So they're doing good, and we love it. We're behind it all the way. I don't want you to get the wrong idea from Josh's harsh words, right?
Thank you, Chuckers.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern, ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long. From that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
They're not the only people creating stuff.
Oh, no.
And the Rotary Club isn't the only group that you can go through to donate things. Again, Carter Center's dedicated to guinea worm. They kind of have their eyes on that prize because we're on the brink of eradicating it from the planet. Like, literally, it won't be found on Earth.
Guinea worm?
Once, I think 2 countries, maybe 3 have it left.
That'll only be the second time that's ever happened in the history of the world.
What was the first one? Isn't it polio?
Yes, Josh, I think it was polio, because this is the first parasitic disease, second disease overall.
So the Carter Center really wants to get rid of this. So you can donate to the Carter Center at cartercenter.org/health/guinea_worm. And that will take you to their little mini site. You can do all sorts of donating there. You can go to vestergaardfranson.com. I'm going to go ahead and spell that one for you, okay?
Yeah.
VESTERGAARD-FRANDSEN.com and then /donate. That's going to take you to all these Kiwanis sites. And then there's a group called ProjectHDesign.org.
Yeah.
So in this article, it cited that they're passing out Lifestraws to people in India.
Yeah.
I didn't see that anywhere.
It's not just in Africa. I mean, this is happening all over the world, but Africa is obviously a big ground zero for waterborne illness.
And India is developing as that country is. I think a significant portion of people in that nation, 16 million residents, which is surprisingly, 25% of New Delhi's 16 million residents don't have access to clean drinking water. So it's not just in Africa. I didn't see Project H Design's water or Lifestraw project, but they did have something called a hippo roller.
What's that?
It's, you know what a sod roller is?
Yeah.
It's like a big drum with like a handles attached.
Yeah.
Like a lawnmower handle.
Uh-huh.
It's this, but the drum in this case is plastic. And you take it to your water source, fill it up to 25 gallons, and just roll it back home.
So you don't have to have the big vase on your head?
No, and it's huge. Most of the time, apparently, people can haul 5 to 6 gallons at a time. This allows them to basically make 5 trips in once.
Wow.
Those are $100, and you can go on to projectHDesign.org and find out about donating to that. And they have a bunch of different cool ones, cool projects that they're funding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And here's my final call, Josh. I would encourage people to try and conserve water on their own. It's not like the water that you conserve in your house in Peoria is going to go to be bottled up and shipped to Africa.
Right.
But we went through our drought here in Atlanta last summer, and we had all kinds of water restrictions, and Emily and I really got used to the idea of, water is a limited resource, and you shouldn't just waste it. And we really got in that we're not like using our bath water to do our dishes, but we collect our water from our AC unit and water our plants. And I never pour water out like that I'm drinking that's gotten, tepid.
Mm-hmm.
I always pour it in a plant and just try and reuse what I can.
Yeah.
So I would encourage people to do that.
I always pour it on myself in a sexy manner. Get my T-shirt wet. That's what I do with it.
And that's not wasteful at all. That's well worth it.
So we'll see what happens after the giant nations of the world are drawn into World War III in the Balkans over water conflicts in 2024. Until then, we'll keep podcasting, right?
I hope so.
And if you want to learn more about Lifestraw, I strongly recommend you guys go type that word, Lifestraw, into the swinging search bar at howstuffworks.com. And Chuck, now it is time for listener mail.
Josh, I'm going to call this a couple of emails about modafinil.
Okay.
Remember we talked about that in Is Science Phasing Out Sleep?
I do. I like that one.
You want to give a quick rundown on what that product is?
Modafinil is a non-stimulant, drug of arousal that was originally designed for narcoleptics, and suddenly people who don't like to sleep and like to get things done for 48 hours at a stretch without feeling tired started taking.
That's right. So we got one from a neurobiology major.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he is? A neuroscience major. And he's Dave, a.k.a. the professor, and he has this to say: guys, I'm writing in as a neuroscientist, and you're probably scared that I'm writing you with a pocket-protected complaint about the number of times you incorrectly said monofidil instead of modafinil. 7, he points out.
Really?
Yeah, we got it backwards, which is not unlike us. But fear not, guys, I come in peace. I'm a PhD student from Toronto, Canada. What?
Nothing.
Studying neurobiology of cocaine addiction. I'm familiar with modafinil because it has recently undergone clinical trials for use as a treatment for cocaine addiction. It is thought that modafinil could work for cocaine dependence the same way methadone works for heroin as a maintenance treatment, but the results are inconclusive right now. A word of caution, too, just because a drug like modafinil doesn't directly impact dopamine systems in the brain doesn't mean it can't have rewarding and addictive effects. Did you ever think of that?
I did.
Any drug that can keep you up all night so you can be twice as productive has the potential to be addictive because productivity itself can be extremely rewarding. I never really thought about that.
That is great. So it's like indirectly addictive then.
Yeah. Lastly, at the risk of being too technical, more and more evidence is suggesting that glutamate and GABA, G-A-B-A, the neurotransmitters directly impacted by modafinil, play an important role in addiction, perhaps even more so than dopamine.
Crazy.
In fact, by altering dopamine levels, drugs like cocaine make long-term changes in glutamate and GABA circuits in the brain, and these changes are thought to underlie addictive behavior.
You say cocaine exactly like Glenn Fry. It's chilling.
Cocaine?
Yeah. See?
Thanks a lot, guys. I swear on my modafinil that I won't sleep until I see a podcast on addiction.
Man, that is so crazy. He's like the 5th person in a week to
predict
say
upcoming podcasts.
Yes. Or that would have already come out by now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was from Dave the Professor. And then we had another note from Andrew. He said,
an angry note.
I just listened to your... No, he wasn't too angry. I just listened to your podcast on phasing out sleep. I was a little bothered by your one-sided bashing of modafinil.
Yeah, a little bothered. That's angry.
You focused on people who abuse modafinil by using it to avoid sleep. I've been using it for my sleep apnea for 3 years and has greatly improved my quality of life. Prior to this, I would sleep 8 hours a night and still be tired all day. Now I sleep 8 hours a night, feel awake and alert the rest of the day. Ethical doctors aren't prescribing this to allow patients to avoid sleeping. They prescribe it to patients who have a medical condition which cause them to be tired despite having had enough sleep. And he says, I still love the show, so he wasn't really angry.
Signed, the chairman of the maker of modafinil.
Of monofidil.
I mean, Dan.
Andrew.
Yes. See? You got it wrong.
That's right.
If you have a correction, specifically if you're a neurobiologist, we love hearing from experts.
We should keep his email address, too.
Okay, let's do it.
So in case we have questions.
And don't forget, we're all starting the push now to donate Lifestraws, right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to figure this out. We'll look for more information soon. In the meantime, if you want to donate a Lifestraw, knock yourself out.
Agreed.
If you are an expert in your field and you think that what you have to say would interest us, we want to know.
Yes, we do.
Send us an email at stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. The howstuffworks.com iPhone app is coming soon. Get access to our content in a new way. Articles, videos, and more, all on the go. Check out the latest podcasts and blog posts and see what we're saying on Facebook and Twitter. Coming soon to iTunes. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
The NFL playoffs are here, and Wild Card Weekend, powered by Verizon, is in full swing.
Man, it all comes down to this.
The stakes are high, hopes are higher, and everything is on the line.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wildcard Weekend powered by Verizon. Through Monday, visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
These days, it seems like AI agents are just about everywhere you turn, every field and every function. But without identity, you can't trust they'll serve your business instead of jeopardizing it. Fortunately, Okta helps you get identity right by securing your AI agents' identities, giving you a single layer of control, a single standard of trust. So whether an AI agent supports a single user or your entire enterprise, with Okta, you'll turn risk into opportunity. Secure every agent. Secure any agent. Okta secures AI.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.